most likely you're going to exceed way over the 20% body fat, end up looking like a triangle, like not a V taper, the opposite way around. As a gym bro, you're always trying to get bigger. You want to hit 80 kilos, 90 kilos, want to hit 200 pounds of pure muscle. I hear you. And inherently, this isn't a bad goal. The process that some gym bros do use to get to those goals is what really messes up them. And if you do follow this, which most gym bros do, it will ruin your progress. Well, if you think about it, why do we always want to get bigger? Because when we're heavier, we look stronger, we're bigger, we have more muscle. And also, when you look bigger, you scare people, because the ultimate goal is to scare little children, you know. You look that huge that they don't even think you're human. And also the fact that you being the biggest in the room gains you the respect, and also signalizes to others that, you know, you're the alpha in the room, you're the top of the hierarchy, you know, the tribal leader, the one with all the resources. That's what all men strive for. And what makes it more appealing is when we go on social media, on YouTube, and we see bodybuilders or a fitness influencer who's hit that goal weight that you want to hit, and also have an incredible physique, and you start equating the weight with the physique and start thinking that if I was to gain this much weight and if I was 80 kilos or if I was 90, 200 pounds, then I would also look like the bodybuilder, that huge with pure muscle. And you start visualizing all the success and the confidence that you would gain. But when it comes to weight, there are a lot of factors that actually make up your weight. And it isn't just how much muscle you have and also how much fat you have, whether you're 10% body fat or 20%. You got to include the weight of your bones, because your bones don't weigh nothing, right? And the taller you are, for example, the longer your bones are. So if you're tall, most likely you would have longer legs, and longer legs means longer femurs. And because when your bone is longer, it will obviously weigh heavier. And also there are other things you need to consider, like your water noise and your muscle glycogen. That's why when you go on a bulk after a cut, the first week or so you might gain weight very quickly, and that's not fat. It's just eating additional carbs, and now you're retaining more water. And because of all these factors, if you were to bulk straight away, you looked at your favorite bodybuilder or your influencer and he's 90 kilos, and you decide, you know what, I'm at point X, like maybe it could be 70, it could be 80, and I'm gonna bulk straight up to 90, most likely 99.999% chance that you're never going to look anything like that. I may come across as very pessimistic to you. Why is this guy being so pessimistic and not giving me any hope? I also have a solution for you, and that's towards the end of the video, but don't skip right away, because you got to watch this video chronologically so you understand what I'm saying and how the solution will actually work out. It's for your own benefit. So I'll paint you the picture. Most beginners or intermediates are going to fall for this trap, and the reason being is, as you get more advanced, not only do you have more knowledge about fitness and muscle building and all those concepts, but also given the fact that, you know, you've been through a lot of experience, you've done a lot of bulks, cuts, you've gone through the cycle many times, you know the trials and tribulations. You also have a good understanding of how much muscle gain is realistic, and because of that, you're probably not going to fall for this problem. But that's a very select few of people, and for the majority, we get very hyped when we're going to bulk to the next target. So take, for example, my friend. Right now he's currently 70 kilos, and someone told him to bulk to 80, so put on another 10 kilos, which isn't inherently bad. My friend really admires this guy's physique, so he's like, you know what, I like his physique, I can see the progress in him, so I might as well, you know, take on his advice. He's Myron, bro. And since he's a beginner, a reasonable rate to gain at would be somewhere between 1 to 1.5 kilograms of body weight per month. That would be a good reasonable way to gain at, where you're maximizing your muscle gain, minimizing the amount of fat you gain. But because he was so infatuated with, you know, I want to get heavier, I want to get bigger, I want to get to that next weight class, what should take maybe, like, if you're gaining at around 1 kilogram to 1.5 per month, and you need to gain 10 kilograms, that could take anywhere between 6 to 8 months. But he did it in only 2 months. That's right, 2. Now this example is probably one of the most extremes. What I'm trying to say is your body can only build muscle so quickly, where you can max it out, but then any additional calories you eat on top, the huge surpluses, that's just going to contribute to your fat gain. And so that weight that you do gain will just end up being fat. You got to understand that that process of building muscle, your favorite influencer who's taken 5 years or 6 years to build his physique, you're not going to be able to replicate it in 5 to 6 months. And so if you do end up shortcutting this process, you're mainly just going to end up gaining fat because you're bulking too fast. You're going to end up looking like a bag of milk, and all the muscle that you do gain will be just coated, like, sugar coated in just fat. So you can't even see the gains that you've made, which will discourage you even more. And if you did start your bulk off closer to the 20% body fat, so, for example, taking my friend's example, if he started off at maybe, let's just say 16, 17% body fat, when you first start out in the gym, the best option would just be to, eat the cleaner foods and develop good eating habits. And because you've moved away from all the junk food, you end up feeling more full from the more cleaner foods, and you'll also be able to build muscle. Instead though, if you just end up bulking or dirty bulking or whatever, if you keep bulking to a certain weight without understanding what body fat percentage you fall into, most likely you're going to exceed way over the 20% body fat, just skyrocket through and end up going to 25, 30%, exceed 20% body fat and end up looking like a triangle, like not a V taper, the opposite way around, yeah? Like going like this. Let's make it clear, like this. And not only that, like all the adverse health consequences that come from exceeding that percent body fat where you're carrying too much fat. So metabolic syndrome, increased chances of heart disease, diabetes, stroke, all of those things. Your blood work also isn't as healthy. You're just screwing yourself up. Now, majority of this video has probably sent you down into misery. I've not gave any hope, and you're probably starting to doubt whether you're ever going to be able to get that big with pure muscle. Don't worry, I'm here now and I'm providing the solution. First thing you need to do is you need to find the rate that you best gain at, which will not only maximize your muscle gain and minimize your fat gain, but you'll also be able to gain muscle the fastest and the most efficient. And to do that, just watch my video on how to find your own bulking rate and the rate you should gain at. And it won't even take that much time. It only takes 1 to 2 minutes if you watch the video, and you can immediately today find out what rate you should gain at. This way, every time you start gaining weight and you step on a scale, you can be very confident that you're giving your best chance at building the most muscle. And this will not only give you more confidence, you'll still be gaining that respect. And also because of that, you'll start enjoying the process more, going to the gym, eating nutritious food, taking care of your sleep, the whole journey. And when you focus more on the journey because you enjoy the journey and not on the destination, which is, I need to hit this goal weight, then your brain doesn't focus on how long it's going to take, because it's a very long process if you want to do it the right way. But by focusing on the journey, your brain doesn't focus on the duration. You know what I mean? There are many ways you can enjoy the journey, and the couple of ways that I've done is celebrating each tiny PR. It doesn't have to be that big deadlift PR. It can even be every week when you're progressive overloading and you've done, let's just say, deadlifts for 6 reps for the past couple of weeks, and using your logbook. Watch my video on logging if you want to find out how logging can help you gain in the most efficient way possible. But back to the video, you've been deadlifting for a couple weeks, and in your logbook you can see each week you're increasing in weight. Those small PRs, be grateful for those. When your gym bro compliments you, be grateful for those. When in the mirror you see that tiny extra peak in your bicep, be grateful for those. And all these tiny things combined will make you enjoy the journey more. That's all, boys. May the gains be with you, and see you in the next one.